the summer of 2019, I decided to hit the road and start asking people about their dreams. Little did I realize that I would find much more out about myself than I did the people that I was interviewing. Join me and see what you find out about yourself as you listen to other people answer the 3 dream questions. This is Darwin, and he's agreed to answer the 3 dream questions. Are you ready, Darwin?
I am. Let's go.
Okay, the first question is, what are your hopes and your dreams? What are the things that get you out of bed in the morning?
I guess just trying to make a difference in society. I mean, I remember when I was probably 14 or 15 years old, I used to do rodeo Bible camps, and I still live by this motto. I got a picture of a former bull rider, and it says on it, what you are is God's gift to you, what you make of yourself is your gift to God. And so that's kind of how I've always lived life, wanting to make a difference, but also realizing that who I am in my uniqueness and the abilities God has given to me, that my gift back to Him is how I can change the world.
Well, so this feeling to change, to make a difference in the world, does that come from your culture, from the way you were brought up, or does it come from your religious conviction, or is it like a combination of all of those? Or
yeah, I would say it's a combination of all those. Grew up in South Dakota, like I said. If the church doors were open of a church, my family was there. And, we'd drive through blizzards, we'd drive through all kinds of stuff. We'd do, Sunday morning church, we'd do Sunday night church, we would do Wednesday night church. It was that was part of my life. And my parents, very conservative growing up. I didn't go to dances. I didn't, they don't drink, didn't smoke, didn't, swear, didn't, all that type of thing. So that was what I was raised with. But it was, probably when I was 7 or 8 years old, at a church service that I realized that, I needed to have a relationship with God. It wasn't, to me, it's always been a difference of knowing God or knowing about God. I can know a lot of things. I can know, just meeting you, Donnell, learn some things about you. But I don't know you. But I know my wife. We've been married for 31 years, and so I know her dislikes, I know her likes, I know what she likes to do. I know when I make her upset. And so to me, that's, difference between religion and a relationship. About 8 or 9, I realized that I needed to have a relationship with God. It wasn't a religion.
Religion was kind of the vehicle, but...
Right. Yeah. Knowing God or knowing about God. Knowing about God is a religion. I could tell you all the stories in the Bible of Jonah and the whale, Noah and the ark, Moses and Adam and Eve, and all those, and Joshua. I could tell you those because we had the little storybooks to do so. But it was like, I need to know God and about His grace, about His love, about His forgiveness. And that was where the relationship side of it came into being.
So this relationship with God has given you a focus on service.
Oh, absolutely. And
that's your vision, is to be of service.
Yeah, and being youth pastor for 18 years, and is there a possibility of going back into full-time ministry as far as a paid staff? Possibly. I'm leaving that up to God. Right now, I'm doing ministry in other areas, and I don't believe that to be a minister, to have a ministry, you don't have to do it just as a paid staff. You can do it as a person outside of the church and not be paid. I mean, I had a mentor that told me that you should have three people in your life. You should have a Paul, who is that older, scholarly person that has been down life a little bit, to help you, mentor you. And then you need to have a Timothy, a person that's younger than you that you are mentoring, and that you are trying to help in life. And then you need to have that person that's Barnabas, that he's the guy that has your back. He's your encourager. That's what the name Barnabas means, is son of encouragement. And so I've tried to have those three guys in my life. Sometimes the Paul and the Barnabas are maybe the same guy, because he's my mentor, but he's also has my back as my encourager. And I find in my life, when I've had those three guys in my life, that I'm better focused, more stable, and just being able to be who I need to be.
Thank you. The second question, you've kind of referred to it already, is what were your goals from youth? And do you remember some of those dreams that you had? I've talked to some people, and they were talking about being astronauts or whatever. Do you remember some of those?
Well, growing up on a ranch, that was always to be a professional, cowboy, to be a professional rodeo cowboy, probably. I did, ride bulls and saddle bronc and rope and stuff like that. Realizing before my sophomore year of high school, I fractured my back riding bulls, and it was like, yeah, this is a rough sport, But also going to church camp, and then my youth leaders that I had, Dean and Susie. I remember, my brother had gone to college. He'd gone to Bible college and was going to be a youth pastor. And I was like, I feel God is maybe calling me into being a youth minister because of the impact that Dean and Susie had in my life. And if it was like, man, if I can have a similar impact on other teens' lives because of, how they helped me, how they were there to talk to, but also the example, not only in their marriage, but also in their daily life of being an example of Christ. And if I could do that to teenagers, that was a goal that I had as well.
It sounds like the die was cast at a pretty early age for you.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I would say early teens, when I realized that, hey, youth ministry was maybe a direction that I wanted to go.
Very cool. The last question. If you could talk, and you have talked, it sounds like, to youth, if you could say one or two things to someone just starting out in life, or people that are just trying to find their footing in life, do you have something that you would pass on? Let's say you could go back and talk to yourself when you were 9 or 10. What would you whisper in your ear?
Well, I think it's something that I learned early, is that if maybe to have figure out a mission statement for yourself. Mine was, like I said, what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. Because I remember, back when I was, a couple things. I had a bad temper when I was a kid. My older brother, who's 4 years older, would make fun of me or whatever, and I wasn't afraid to pick up, rocks and sticks and throw at him. And I got pretty accurate with those. And then also, when I fractured my back, I was huge into football. And, the coach had told me, if you run, if you lift weights, if you work, you're going to have a good chance of playing as a sophomore in high school. And it was a small town, in South Dakota. Yeah. So, but still, it would be an achievement as a sophomore to play. And 2 weeks before, football started, like I said, I fractured my back riding bulls. And remember, I was going to be out for that season. Remember going, man, God, why did you allow this to happen? And it wasn't huge significant. I mean, there's been people that have been through far worse than what I had. But I realized that, sometimes when my focus is headed the right direction, when it's on me, it's a selfish attitude that's not a healthy way to go. And so that's, I guess, why, that whole thing, what you are is God's gift to you, what you make of yourself is your gift to God. And he really helped me with patience. He helped me with anger. And he helped me realize that my focus should be on him and his kingdom I realize that what I have, my possessions here, I love fishing, my fishing poles, my pickup, my kids, my home is not mine, it's God's. And to, realize that you can't hold tightly onto those things. I guess another thing, that with my boys, we'd go fishing and, they would lose a fishing lure or they would break a pole, and I would feel that urge to get upset at them saying, man, you just broke something of mine, take better care. But then to realize that, I have them for a short time, and it was more important to spend that quality time with them than to get mad at them, messing up a pole or something like that. Another thing a guy told me was, he said, with your daughter, if she ever wants a hug or ever wants to sit on your lap, no matter what you're doing, you let her do that, and you want her to do that, because if she doesn't find the love for you, she's going to find it from someone or somebody else, and it's probably not going to be positive.
That's really important for parents. So
absolutely.
There's something for parents,
right.
Not just the kids.
Right. Yeah. Young parents, with your kids as they get older, and she wrote me a note for Father's Day that she painted the front of the Father's Day card and wrote some stuff in it of things that I've said to her that she's really has impacted her and she really cherishes. So
it's powerful. So what I've heard then is create a mission statement, and it sounds like you might want to keep it fluid so you can change it as you go along, but move it towards God, and make sure that you understand that God is that what we have belongs to God, even if it's a fishing pole, it's God's fishing pole, and to treat other people as maybe God's children. I'm paraphrasing
Absolutely.
a little bit, and know that they're more important than any physical thing out there, your relationship. And then finally, to us parents, is to don't pass the hugs up.
Right, exactly.
Those moments of affection.
Exactly.
Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Is there anything else?
I think that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.